All right, with John, Kathy Macklin, and floor is open to questions.
John, 13 rebounds tonight, game high, 6 of them offensive. Explain how hard it was to get in there and get your team second chance rebounds and points.
Well, basically, I just try to go find bodies and carve up space and go get it. Just trying to do the best thing I can do to my ability.
In the first half, when they were hitting all those three-pointers, what did y'all do to regroup from that and overcome it?
Basically, we just had to come and play with more energy. We got to play with more passion. We was kind of lazy in the beginning.
At what point there in the second half did you feel like y'all had kind of taken control of the game?
I'd say about when we got to the 18-minute mark, I feel like we were playing with more like a higher pace, the pace that we usually play at.
4 for 6 on the night, 8 points. Does that rebounds contribute to that, or were you getting open shots?
Rebounds, yeah. I was just crashing the glass hard.
How do you feel about where the team's at right now, coming out #1 in the region today? How excited were y'all to see that, and what do y'all have to do to maintain that?
It's a great feeling, but we know we got to take it one game at a time and just strive for it.
Well, appreciate it. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Good game. Here with the Associate Head Coach Chris Reisman. Coach, another great win for you guys. If you just want to touch base about tonight's game real quick.
Yeah, you know what? Give West Texas A&M a ton of credit. It's not that we overlook WT. They have a ton of great players. They've had a lot of adversity this year. They have great guards. They have a lot of players that there's many teams that would take them, obviously. They shot the three extremely well, and some of that was game plan. We got to adjust better. We had talked about protecting the paint. They really hurt us getting into the paint at their place, and we probably played off a little bit too much, and that's probably more of a coaching mistake, and we got to do a better job in game adjustment of, hey guys, they've hit a couple, and now we got to pressure out. But the only thing that besides that was lacking was, and I think John hit it, the energy. The passion wasn't there. I mean, the crowd was there for us tonight. There was every opportunity for West Texas to come in here and steal that game. I mean, everything was going down for them. They were well prepared. They were playing hard, and we just lacked that energy and passion that we've had over the course of the season, to be honest with you. And that's really what we talked about the most in the locker room. We got to have better effort coming out. I mean, we have had this punch-first mentality for the last week and a half, and that's why we've been getting up big in games, and we did not come out with that tonight. And so I was a little disappointed, but I was glad the way we responded, especially the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Talk about John, the way he played inside. I'm
happy for John because, you know, John, we're much deeper this year. And when John hasn't been able to be effective, we've been able to slot somebody else in there, and they have been. And John's been coming to the office. He's been working every day. We've been looking at film, and he wants to know what he can do to play more. And tonight he did it. He looked hungry tonight. I think there were times last year that he was extremely hungry, and he played with a passion. And there's times him and I have talked about this year that he's just been out there, and he's been satisfied. And tonight, he really went to the backboard. He was a factor not just on the defensive end tonight, but on the offensive end. Getting putbacks, he was energetic, and he was altering shots. And when he plays like that, that's the LSU Defensive Player of the Year I remember from a year ago. And that's why he got votes, and that's why he won it. And so for John, if he can come on like that at the end of the year, that's going to make us that much better. He played well tonight. There's some other areas that we didn't, but I thought John was a huge bright spot, and I hope he'll continue.
Now, Coach, in the first half, West Texas A&M shot 75%
Wow.
from beyond the arc. Now, in the second half, they shot less than 40%. Is there anything you guys did, or did they just kind of cool down?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you can play or shoot the ball any better, but we did talk about getting up in them a lot more. I mean, they are going right now to a 4-game ball screen where they got 4 guards and 1 big, and we're going to play 2 bigs. I mean, and I think you saw our dominance on the backboard. We weren't going to change our style for them, but we went out there with the mentality of, hey, let's protect the paint and let them shoot it a little bit. Certain people. What we got away from is we never said let Jameer Ferguson shoot the ball. I mean, he's shooting 41%. He goes 4 for 4. We never said let Tez Dumar shoot the ball. He was a no gap, no ball side guy. And so Keon Pledger makes some against our 4. You know, David Gibb makes some against our 4. That's understandable. It's the other ones that we were trying to take away. And so we did a much better job second half of getting up and pressuring a little bit. We started stepping out on ball screens. I think you saw us late where we were kind of shadowing a little bit more. But it was just an adjustment. I thought we were playing with more energy second half.
Now, just a couple games left, and I know you guys are focused on the tournaments. Right. How do you keep your team focused on the few games left in the regular season at Eastern New Mexico next week?
You have to go 1 game at a time. I mean, everything that we've worked for to this point, if you start looking ahead, you're going to get beat. I mean, Eastern New Mexico can beat anybody in this league. I mean, they have Midwestern now 7 points with a minute to go. And you got to finish games in this league, and if you don't, you'll get beat. And so we have to go out there with the mentality, once again, to punch first. We're not going to get anybody's B effort. We're going to get everybody's A game right now. We're 22-1, and people are ready and excited to play us. And the moment that we don't step on that floor excited with a lot of energy and passion, we are going to get beat. And so we got to come out there. We got to work hard. And Eastern's a very good team, and we're going to prepare for them and do the best we can.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Appreciate your time.